All right. Anything else? Did we forget anything?
I've seen Jane Doe.
You've seen Jane Doe?
I saw her in concert. She's actually the singer of X.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
I saw her in Austin once.
What? I'm totally confused.
I know. You're just a kid.
Yeah.
I was like, well, it was funny because I was like, sometimes like at the Collingwood Arts Center, I'm like, man, we might have seen Jane Doe too. I don't know.
I thought maybe you were talking about like you knew the performer who's doing Jane Doe and you saw her and she could have been a local performer. I didn't know. She could have been. I mean, James got, the Jacobses. Is that I don't know how you say that? But they perform. They got their band downtown.
Actually, it's John Doe, isn't it? Because it's
right.
Exene Cervenka is actually the woman.
Exene Cervenka and
So I saw John Doe. I didn't see Jane Doe.
You've lost everybody at this point.
No, Rick's with me. He's got it.
with you, X. I
Rick's
remember X.
X. I don't know any of this stuff. So
It was an 80s band.
It's okay. I don't have to know everything.
Right.
You know, some of the stuff I can just sit here and just listen.
Before
right?
Al was born, he doesn't think anything existed.
It's because it's black and white. Yeah, I'm like, that doesn't
Got
count.
that Rolodex of useless information.
Yeah.
There's always that too. Did we miss anybody anybody else you want to give a shout out to? Who's Miss Ahern? You said is doing. I call her Miss Ahern. What's her first name again?
Megan.
Thank you.
How big is the band?
What's that?
How big is the band?
The band is five. I want to say Justin Murray, who music directs has directed most of all of our shows, with the exception of I want to say like one. So
nice.
Is like band leader, and then it's a pretty like there's your guitar, your bass, your drums, your keys, your synth, and then you can either put these in or you can have them. Ideally, the bass player plays also the cello, and then there's harmonium in it, which is pretty cool. Accordion.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I did.
Tom's like,
note.
yes.
A podcast that accordion was brought up, and I didn't bring it up.
Yeah.
Thank you, James.
And it's done in a very, very cool way too. So,
Squeeze keys.
Who's doing that?
So I don't.
I mean, nobody plays that.
Right.
Did you get Weird Al to come in and do this? I mean, what the heck?
It is possible to. There's a character in the show that does it, but it's going to be played through them, and they're going to pantomime playing it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But,
or somebody who actually knows how to play it. Yeah.
Yeah, and then
like Carole King up in Croswell, and they fake played the piano, that kind of thing. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So. But yeah, the band, like I said, the band's the band has a name in the show too, and it's Virgil and the Underworlds.
Virgil and the Underworlds. Nice.
I'll buy it.
And that's all I'll say about that because there's a little fun other surprise.
Named Virgil.
Yeah.
I think that was Karnak.
And who's your set designer? Rory?
Rory designed the set, and then John Palella at the Collingwood Arts Center is like he executes a lot of the construction, and.
Does John work for the Collingwood? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
he helps facilitate these
Does
things?
amazing work.
Yeah.
Okay.
And in this case, it's more than just the stage.
Oh yeah.
What does John do there exactly? Is that his job? Is he like a set designer, production designer?
No, like he volunteers for the Collingwood Arts Center and helps like with basically anything they need, and then loves the work we do and is passionate about it and everything.
He's just a handy man.
Yeah, and just all around fantastic.
He made my home.
Yeah.
No, he made your
built Karnak's whole booth and everything. So
You said caretaker. Is there a double entendre there?
No, I'm just saying he takes care of the Collingwood.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but you don't ever get to leave the box?
No.
Oh wow!
No.
Did he put a porta potty?
When you said no dancing, you're saying like no movement at all, right? That kind of basically a little bit.
I try to do a little bit of movement, some bits with the the cast and that, but no real.
About as much movement as like a
mechanical
fortune teller kind of.
Is that what it is? You're kind of a mechanical fortune teller,
right? Like a Zoltar,
yes.
Zoltar, yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Man, you do some weird shows, and I do appreciate it. No, I like it though. I do like the idea of these different kinds of things out there. There's been discussion, of course, like, are there too many theater groups? And I'm always like, really? I don't think so, because I think that there's such a variety in the people producing for each of these theaters that, like this right here.
Yeah.
A lot of the more traditional, well-established. There's nothing wrong with any of these companies. I'm going to put that out there, but
no,
it's
not
at all.
It's like they're not going to do this show. First of all, there's only six characters in the show,
Yeah, 6. Well, 7 total.
7. Yeah. So 7. A lot of people won't do a 7-person show.
Yeah, especially a musical. Like
Right. It's like we're not doing a 7-person musical because we need to sell out a huge theater that we're renting.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, well, we can't do that one then. Never mind.
Yeah. And that's like the cool thing with the Underground is that, you know, if we want, like with Little Shop, we bumped it up to like, I think the max we had was like 138, but like comfortably 100 is perfect in that space.
Yeah.
And then, and especially if you want to keep it intimate. So, you know, like that's where we're starting. And then if we need to, if it's, you know, we'll add some more, but like we do want to keep this, we want it to be that immersive experience. So the goal is if we needed to add anything, we just add a performance.
Add another day. It's just, I'm saying, everybody has these companies have their niche, and that's what your niche is more of like these kinds of shows that some other people wouldn't even look at. And I love it.
And thank goodness for Stone Productions.
Thank you.
Thank goodness.
Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
really. I think it's important to have.
It is
to
important.
do stuff like this.
There's a lot of shows out there that are really great that need to be performed, and we can't always continue to do the same, you know, shows over and over and over again that are just Disney.
Would never have heard of this before.
Yeah.
Or-
Well, I love it. I love and like and speaking of the other theater companies, we just recently went to Octa with POTUS. We took POTUS to Octa and did really well. We had some standout awards that went out to.
Yeah, we were bummed because you guys performed on Friday.
Yeah.
But I mean, it made sense because we went with Puffs and I Love You, Perfect Now Change, and all 3 of those shows are more like a little bit more of that like edgy comedy.
Oh.
So well, POTUS especially because like
Right. I don't know how they determine like who will do what or whatever on what days, and maybe it's availability with you guys. I don't know, but I mean, we felt good being there, obviously at Octa and talking to people, and this is our second time being there. We're planning on being there all the time, but this year I felt like we were like, oh yeah, we know all these people. This is great. You know,
A lot more. No, but the first thing that we asked was who was Friday night, and they said Oregon, Stone, and who's the third one?
Black Swamp.
Black Swamp with Puffs.
I'm like,
yeah.
that's a solid night.
Solid night.
I'm like, man,
Absolutely.
Great.
But then everybody else was solid too. That was one of the great things when we were leaving Octa was everybody's like, man, everybody here is killing it.
Yeah, like every single show did a stellar job.
Yeah.
And like one of the adjudicators even said that was like, I like not even saying this to say it. Like I really wish we could just send everyone because the Northwest Ohio section brought it. Mm-hmm. And I was like, well, that's great to hear. It was our first time going. So for me, I was just happy, to be recognized. The cast of POTUS, those phenomenal women, to be recognized. And then we got some standout merit in acting and excellence in acting awards that went out to them. And the ensemble all together got an award. And I thought that was fantastic. I was like, hey, you know, we conquered in my mind. We know what to do next time.
I'll see you next year.
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
That's the hope. The hope is everybody that was there and had a good experience and will come back next year and be more armed and ready to go.
Absolutely.
Ride the Cyclone.
Yeah. Like maybe Ride the Cyclone. Yeah.
Maybe.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.